The one howls across a barren Antarctic ice shelf. Buried beneath miles of ice, something impossible glints in the sonar echo. Thousands of miles away, a stone temple rises from a toxic desert, untouched by time, unmarked by any known civilization. There are places on Earth where no human should survive, scorched by radiation, drowned by oceans, frozen in eternal night. And yet, in these places, humanity has left a trace. Structures that defy logic, architecture that shouldn't exist. Today, we descend into the forgotten edges of the world to uncover 10 structures built in places humans were never meant to be. Story 1. The Dome Beneath the Ice, Antarctica's Anomaly. Beneath 2 miles of Antarctic ice, radar imaging from a U.S. satellite revealed a near-perfect dome, symmetrical, hollow, 40 kilometers across. At first, experts believed it to be a natural formation, but as deeper scans emerged in 2016, the internal patterns showed angular corridors and chambers, too precise for geology. Buried under the ice for over 12 million years, before humans even existed, the structure has never been physically reached. The extreme environment, with temperatures plummeting below -90 degrees Celsius, makes any excavation deadly. Some speculate it's a Nazi base from World War II, a theory born of Operation High Jump in 1946, when the U.S. Navy abruptly retreated from Antarctica after an alleged confrontation. Others suggest something older, alien, pre-human, perhaps even a lost civilization, obliterated by the Ice Age. What's certain is this: something engineered lies beneath the coldest, most lifeless continent on Earth, and no one knows who built it or why. Story 2. The Siberian Death Cauldrons. Deep in the swampy wilds of Yakutia, Russia, where compasses spin aimlessly and animals avoid the land, are the Valley of Death Cauldrons. Locals speak in hushed tones of enormous metal domes half buried in the tundra. Smooth, cold, indestructible. Hunters tell of strange hums at night, of illness that lingers after standing near the structures. Some disappear altogether. The native Evenki people warn that the land is cursed, and that these cauldrons are the weapons of ancient sky gods, fallen to Earth thousands of years ago. Scientists who've dared approach have found no official trace, but satellite images reveal massive depressions, heat signatures, and odd magnetic interference, all in a region no modern builder would ever reach, let alone construct such advanced, seamless metal forms. The mystery remains entombed in permafrost and folklore. Structures not only out of place, but perhaps out of time. Story 3. The Stoneheads of the Atacama. The Atacama Desert in Chile is the driest place on Earth. Some regions haven't seen rain in over 400 years. Nothing lives here. Nothing grows. And yet, in the middle of this dead expanse, carved stone heads gaze silently into the void. Each stands over 6 feet tall, worn, weathered, but unmistakably crafted by human hands. No tools were ever found. No settlements, no water source for miles. The heads bear features unknown to any South American culture: elongated skulls, deep-set eyes, and strange symbols etched behind the ears. Archaeologists estimate the sculptures are over 4,000 years old. But the Atacama was uninhabitable then, and remains so now. Were they left by a migrating civilization, or by something not quite human? The silence of the desert offers no answers, only stone witnesses that outlived their makers, in a place where no one should have been.
Story 4. The Nuclear Reactor of Oklo. In Gabon, West Africa, miners discovered a uranium deposit with an impossible property. It had already been used. The year was 1972. French scientists realized that the uranium-235 levels had naturally depleted, in a way that mirrors modern nuclear reactors. But this reactor is 2 billion years old. Now known as the Oklo natural reactor, it spans several kilometers underground. It operated in pulses, starting and stopping over hundreds of thousands of years with a precision we can barely replicate today. The conventional explanation is a freak geological event, but skeptics point to the precise geometry of the reaction zones and the controlled containment of waste, as if someone or something engineered it. In a time when life was barely multicellular, a nuclear system ran deep underground, a power source in a world that should have been dark. Story 5. The Baigong Pipes of Mount Bong. At the summit of a desolate mountain in western China, a cave opens into the rock. Inside, hundreds of iron pipes twist through the walls, piercing deep into the mountainside and down toward a saltwater lake. They are ancient, some so eroded they've fused with the surrounding stone. Yet the precision is undeniable. A grid, aligned, intersecting at calculated angles. Chinese archaeologists first investigated in the early 2000s. The pipes contained no rust, only rare metals and silica, radioactive traces, and yet no signs of any human civilization have ever been found nearby. Was it a water transport system, a power grid, or a remnant of something far beyond human comprehension? The locals have long believed the mountain is sacred, home to sky gods who descended in fire. The pipes are their legacy. Story 6. The Temple Beneath the Sea. Yonaguni Monument. Off the coast of Yonaguni Island in Japan, 80 feet beneath the surface, lies a submerged stone complex. Terraces, staircases, walls, and pillars, all shaped with mathematical symmetry. First discovered in 1986, the Yonaguni Monument sparked international debate. Some say it's a natural formation. Others insist it's a sunken city, predating even the Egyptian pyramids. If built by humans, it would have required advanced tools and organization over 10,000 years ago, long before any known civilization existed. Marine archaeologists have found anchor stones, paths, and even carvings resembling ancient Japanese symbols. Yet official recognition remains elusive. Who could have built it? And what catastrophe buried it beneath the waves? All we know is this: something magnificent sleeps beneath the Pacific, carved by hands long forgotten. Story 7. The Crater Tower of Lonar. In India, a crater formed by a meteor impact over 50,000 years ago contains something deeply unnatural. At the very center of the Lonar crater lake stands a temple. Old, weathered, still intact. The temple's foundations match the crater's magnetic polarity, something invisible to the naked eye, but precisely aligned. The basalt rocks used aren't from the area, and yet there are no records of how or when the temple was built. Even more perplexing, the temple seems resistant to erosion, unlike every other structure in the region. It defies time and logic. Hindu mythology speaks of a demon struck down by the gods at this very site. Science speaks of an ancient impact. But neither explains why someone would build and align a structure in a toxic, magnetically charged crater. Story 8. The Pyramid of Hellenikon. In southern Greece, hidden among olive trees and forgotten hills, stands a pyramid older than any in Egypt. The Pyramid of Hellenikon. Constructed from limestone blocks, the structure has astronomical alignment and mortises similar to those used in Peru and Mesoamerica, though separated by oceans and millennia. Carbon dating from soil samples suggests the pyramid could be over 5,000 years old. But unlike the pyramids at Giza, no tombs were found, no relics, no inscriptions. Who built it remains unknown. Even ancient Greek texts make only passing references to it, as if its origins were already lost in their time. It stands in a region prone to earthquakes, landslides, and drought, a place inhospitable to long-term settlement. And yet, someone built a monument to something. Story 9. The mysterious Megaliths of Nan Madol. Off the coast of Micronesia lies a city built on coral reefs, constructed entirely of basalt columns, some weighing over 50 tons. Known as Nan Madol, this floating city once held 100 artificial islets, palaces, and tombs. No one knows how the stones were moved, nor how they were transported across open ocean. Even stranger, the site is electrically charged. Compasses go haywire. Modern electronics malfunction. Locals avoid the ruins, believing spirits guard the stones. According to oral legends, the city was built by twin sorcerers who flew the stones into place using ancient magic. Science offers no practical explanation for how such a structure was built in such an isolated, unforgiving environment. The city was abandoned centuries ago, and now sinks slowly into the sea. Story 10. The Forbidden Fortress of Mount Roraima. On the borders of Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana rises Mount Roraima, a tabletop mountain shrouded in mist and mystery. Its summit is flat, isolated by 1,300-foot cliffs on all sides. For millennia, it was completely inaccessible. And yet, a fortress-like structure lies at its peak. Made of stone, with perfectly stacked walls and a central monolith, it stands against wind, rain, and time. No native tribe claims to have built it. No written history mentions it. The mountain was sacred to the Pemon people, who believed gods lived atop it. Victorian explorers who first ascended in the 19th century found the site, but their reports were buried in colonial archives. Why would anyone build on a mountaintop no human could reach, unless they came from above? Across deserts, oceans, craters, and ice, in the most hostile corners of our world, stand structures that defy human history. They whisper of forgotten hands, of minds that understood forces we still struggle to grasp. Some say they are relics of lost civilizations. Others, evidence of contact from beyond our stars. But perhaps they are reminders that humanity's story is not a straight line. It's a palimpsest, written, erased, rewritten again. And in the most desolate places where no life should ever thrive, something or someone once lived and built and dreamed.